Right then guys, we are currently back at home. This is just a kind of warning that you are going to hear some exceptionally loud wind noises, rain noises in this video. So if you're listening with headphones, I urge you to take them out because I don't want you to lose your hearing. That's pretty much it. Apart from that, enjoy the video. It takes a little bit while to get into the worst weather, if that's what you're looking for. So skip to that part if you want, but either way, I'm not fussed. If you enjoy it, give us a like and subscribe. Well, that's pretty awkward. I just recorded my whole intro and it wasn't even recording. I'm going to put that down to the fact that it was me who got up at like 3 in the morning after a 9 or 10 hour shift, and the time is currently 5:45, big up. So we're not far away now. We're on the North Wales Expressway and we're probably about 40 minutes away, which is good news, and that's what I like to hear. Oh yes, we've got a bit of light so you can actually see me a bit. Nice work. And hopefully the weather perks up a little bit. The sunrise is at 7:30 this morning and I'm hoping we get a little bit of a sunrise, but to be honest I'm not expecting much, and that is absolutely fine because we're just here for the experience this weekend and I'm looking forward to it. And I'll catch up with you guys when we finally get there. Right then, we have arrived at the car park. As I suspected, there's nobody here but me. There's a few cars going past, but yeah, pretty dead. I might sit here for a few more minutes though. Oh, just mentally prepare myself for the wet, soggy weekend it's gonna be. But that's what I hear. Well, the pack's on and we are at the visitors centre. I did go for waterproof coat and full waterproof trousers or over trousers, and I got caught in a pretty heavy shower just at the start, but it seems to be quite nice. The temperature of the air is actually really lukewarm and it's quite nice. Yeah, let's start going. Right then, quality is probably pretty poop. Honestly, I'm so thankful that I have this jacket. I don't crack it out very often. Shout out to Mama. Shout out to the other half for getting us it quite a while ago. But it's Gore-Tex Pro, that's why I don't whack it out very often. It still runs quite warm, but when it's absolutely lashing it down and it's windy, no place I'd rather be than in this jacket. So, and this is the view. I mean, it's raining, but it's still pretty spectacular. Well, we are probably about 2/3 of the way up. We're skirting around the edge of Dale's kitchen. Oh, it's just missing. It's stopped raining a little bit actually, to be honest, which is quite nice, but the wind's still there. It's still pretty chilly, but obviously once you're wet, that wind chill is, you know, magnified. So I'm not gonna stay stood around too late tonight. Fully hell. I don't even know what the time is. It's probably only like 10-11 o'clock. I think I'm going to set up my tent pretty early though. Because of the weather conditions, I don't think that many people are going to be out, so I'm not going to wait till it gets dark, which it's getting pretty dark pretty soon anyway now, with winter rolling in. So I could probably get away with pitching up the tent at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And to be honest, because the weather is supposed to be better tomorrow, that's exactly what I think I'm going to do. If you want to stop and just take in the views because they are breathtaking, then that's exactly what you can do, and that's exactly what I am doing. I'll show you guys the views a little bit, just so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Pretty amazing. I think the clouds are just going to roll over. I climbed that a few weekends ago, my own chateau on the other side. I do know what these mountains, hills, whatever you want to call them, are called. I just don't know the correct pronunciations. Alright then guys, currently at the top of Wygarn. I did in fact manage to get the old camera out, if I can show you. Managed to get the camera out, so managed to take some pictures as well. It seems to have obviously been covered with cloud at the top, which is often the case, but about about 3/4 of the way up we managed to get some good pictures, so I'm happy. Well, I hope I managed to get some good pictures, so I'm happy with that. It was a good opportunity anyway. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some more opportunities to take some photos. I'm just going to keep on walking and see how far we can get. I haven't really got a plan for where I'm going to pitch up. I just know I want to be at lower ground, so if the weather does turn, I'm not stuck up here. Just dropping down from Wygarn. The path is now quite literally a stream, and I take it we're on the right path. There's only two paths, and there's one start over there and one start here, and they both head in the general direction I want to go. So onwards and downwards, I guess. You guys thought I was joking about the path. Look at this. Yeah, see, look. Told you so. Blowing. Nice to see. Well. Let's just keep on getting better. So much for a path. Little check-in. I don't know why, but this glasses lens is just soaking and this one's dry, but at least I can kind of half see. If I had to guess, I'd say we are close to the top of Devil's Kitchen, so we've skirted back around. And I would also say that that is not supposed to be as full of water as what it is. And I don't know if you can see, there's some sheep over there puddled behind a rock, and they have definitely got the right idea getting out of this weather. So, oh, and I thought it was like 11 o'clock, but that was like maybe half an hour ago, and it was like 9:30 o'clock, so in the morning that is. So we've got a fair bit further to go. Oh, I know where we are, okay. We're just going to keep plodding on, and we've got to wind our way up, and if I've done my research correctly, it starts to get a little bit scree. So we've just reached the summit of Glitter 4. I don't know if that's how you say it. I was going to say, if you know how to say it, let me know in the comments. But yeah. So seriously still, not bad. A little bit wet. I am literally crouching down to get out of the wind. The wind is absolutely biting. The rain isn't actually too bad. It is obviously reasonably wet. But that being said, it's that wind. When that wind picks up that rain, oh, it literally feels like icicles hitting your skin. Just loads of little tiny needles. Oh. I have still got my camera on my phone as well, so I think I'm going to try and pop that away quickly, because the weather is not going to change for a while, I don't think. And then we're just going to make our way along the ridge line, and then hopefully start dropping down and losing some height, and then that's hopefully where, that's hopefully where the rain will back off just enough for me to pitch the tent. Some chill time. Just dreaming of it right now. It's not very exposed. I don't know if you can hear me. It's so windy. It's not even funny. No, I don't think it's going to. Yeah, what I was trying to say as well, it's turned into hail, so that wind mixed with hail is pretty painful. If you haven't got a coat that's full face covering, then you're going to struggle in these kind of conditions. Look, no, not the car. So, I mean, it's just epic. The scenery is beautiful, it's just so extreme. Finally finished setting up the camp for the evening. I think I found a really nice place, to be honest, which will hopefully set me up perfectly for Snowdonia tomorrow, if all goes well. I'll show you it quickly. So there's the tent. There's Snowdon in the valley. Oh, it's looking beautiful, what a spot. To be honest, I don't really think you can beat this. It just looks amazing. Sorry if I'm shaking, a little bit cold. I need to get into my evening wear. Get those warm layers on. And then I've got a beautiful little viewing spot over there. And I think the views have opened up over there as well. Finally got myself fully set up. Just had something to eat. Wayfarer meals is alright. Personally for me, not enough. But I've got some little snackies as well. Got some Frosties bars, midget gems, some Jeff cakes. Might have a hot chocolate in a minute as well. That wasn't a very flattering angle. I apologise. Yeah, and I'll just quickly show you my setup. So, pillow, Cedar Summit, really well. I've not used it yet, so I can't say whether it's really good. What I will say is really good is its pack size is tiny, and it feels quite substantial. It doesn't feel like a blow up pillow. It feels like it's actually got some cushioning on it. So seems all right so far. Well, I mean, it's going to be better than nothing. So, and then we've got the sleeping bag, good old Vango, and thermarest, whatever you call it, sleeping mat, and then just a cheap little stove. I'm trying to get my boots to dry, so they've been out there for about an hour or two, and then that's the view. Look at that from my tent. Money can't buy it, honestly. Money can't buy it. Oh, is the summit out? No, it's not, I don't think. I thought Snowdon Summit was out, but I've been keeping an eye on it and it hasn't been out all the time that I've been here. I don't think anyway. My upper body, thanks to my new Rab coat, which I'm trying out, beautifully warm, toasty, feels snug as a bug. My lower half, in my like summery montane walking trousers, not so warm. I was wearing the Terra Mission pants, but they got a bit wet, so whipped them off straight away. Don't want to keep them on, otherwise I will get cold. It was lashing down and I was in it for like 7 hours, so I'm not surprised they got a bit, maybe even damp. It might have been sweat, I'm not sure. Either way, they were really warm, really toasty. I need to get myself another pair because that's just what I need right now. Whoa. I think I fell asleep, to be honest. And it's only like 5 o'clock. Well, when I fell asleep, I think it was like 3 o'clock. But I was shattered after driving up. Still shattered after driving up at like 3 o'clock. And then setting off walking at 6. And then all that weather. Ooh, I was absolutely shattered. So as soon as I got some grub down me, I pretty much just dozed off. Yeah, obviously, because I set up so early, it's not even dark yet. I've got a long period of time before I can leave the tent again tomorrow. So just gonna try and fill this time a little bit. If you are thinking of doing some more extreme winter camping, winter wild camping, or just winter hiking, expeditions or adventures, you need to make sure you've got the right kit, not just waterproofs but actual insulated kit. So I found that I had invested quite a lot of money into really good waterproof wear, like boots, etc., coat, trousers, all of that kind of stuff. And I found that actually I didn't really have many warm clothes, and obviously as the temperature drops in winter, you need to make sure you've got some warm clothes. So that is kind of what I'm building up now. I just can probably hear the winds picking up a little bit. I can't be asked to come outside, so I'm just gonna hope it doesn't get too bad, and I'm gonna stay here all night. Maybe I should have brought some plugs or something. If you do want to see a full detailed gear list that I use, then you can visit my website. I'll link it down below. Or if you want to see some of the photos that I take during my my trips, my adventures, then you can follow me, nairo.snaps, and I'll also link that below as well if you do want to give me a cheeky little follow. It massively helps. Nice one, brother. Right, so this is the situation. I've just had a look at the Met Office app, and Tryfan is just behind me, and it's saying that the winds are hitting 42 miles per hour. Now I'm a little bit lower than Tryfan, so I'm gonna guess that mine are mid to low 30s, and this is a 3-season tent, so it's coping with it as well as I would kind of expect. That being said, in the next 2 to 3 hours the winds are supposed to peak at about 50 mile an hour at the top of Tryfan, or I presume it's the top of Tryfan anyway. So I'm going to guess that mine are going to go up to about 40. I'm hoping the tent can handle that. It's getting pretty bad. What I think I'm going to do is pack my bag just in case of emergency, and then if I need to, I can make a quick getaway. I think that's what I'm going to do. If in doubt, whack on your big boy head torch. So one of the pegs at the front of the tent came out. I'm guessing the wind just kind of ripped it out, and that caused the kind of porch area to collapse in. Luckily, I noticed, got my boots out of there, otherwise they'd be wet, and wet boots is a no-go. On the inside, obviously, I don't really care about them being wet on the outside. I managed to scramble outside, put it back up. It seems to be that the rain isn't too bad, it's just the wind. So I'm gonna finish getting myself packed up. I think my best bet is to try and wait it out, because everything else seems to be okay with the tent. The guy ropes are up still, everything else seems to be pegged in. It was just that one peg at the front. So I think I'm going to wait it out tonight, but depending on what the weather forecast is saying tomorrow, I probably aren't going to stay in this tent again another night. And that's what's going on the list, the 4-season tent, especially in conditions like this. You just need that extra strength. Stay calm. Still currently waiting it out at the moment. The wind is pretty bad, the rain has started now, so I really don't want to leave if I can get away with it. Although there is rain coming into the tent. I mean, this is a great tent, but it's only 3 seasons, so it's not built for these kind of weather conditions. Although I do have signal. So bonus is that I've been able to research new tents while I've been, well, I wouldn't say chilling because I'm a little bit on edge, but the problem is that because the poles are connected to the outer and the outer is blowing around so much, even though I made it extremely taut when I put it up, the outer is blowing and touching the inner, and then that's where the water is making its way into the tent. It's not ridiculous, but you know, it's enough so that you wouldn't want to do it 2 nights in a row, which I'll show you what I mean. There you go, so you can see as it gets wet, it's touching, and at the top it's kind of, yeah, it's not too bad. I am ready to rock and roll. I might even put my gaiters on, to be honest. Yeah, because it was wet when I got here, so it's going to be wetter when I leave. Woo. Whew. Well, we're finally back at the car. I've got the heated seat on. Oh, what a night. What a night. In the end, I couldn't be asked to wait for it to stop raining, so about 6 o'clock in the morning, as soon as I heard the wind start to kind of back off a little bit, I thought, wow, as long as if it's raining, that's fine, but as long as it's not wind and raining at the same time with like 40 mile an hour winds. So I think it dropped off to maybe 30, 25 mile per hour. So after that, made my way down. There's quite a lot of people here now, to be honest. But it is the weekend now, so that's what you've got to expect. Hopefully they get better weather than me, but I doubt it. And yeah, it was, all in all, it was a good trip. I thoroughly enjoyed it in a weird way. I can never explain to people why I enjoy doing these kind of trips, but I feel like the challenges that you come across when you're doing these trips, they might only be small, but how you overcome these challenges is really important, and for me it really helps.